here, up here on stage in front of you. I like it from this height. From up here, you can't tell how tiny I am. It's hard to tell. A lot of you couldn't even tell I was short, but some of you are very astute bullies. You picked up on it right away. Oh, something's off. He's medium to small. I am a weird height. Again, I don't get a lot of, it's a weird one. I don't enjoy it. I'm a man with no size. I'm not tall enough to excel as an athlete, but for me it's like having one. I don't want to I just don't want to be anymore. I want to be medium plus. It's a weird height. I have body dysmorphia. I got it as a kid. And now it lives with me in little things I do. Little things I wish I didn't have to do. Like, for example, when I take my car in to get an oil change, I don't just drop the keys and hand them over. I do something that tall people and women don't do. Push the seat all the way back. Not one click, right to the back. All the way to the back. Because I don't care if you can see that I'm short, but I'm still not ready for you to experience it. And the space I can fill in 3 dimensions. I can't go home and picture a mechanic wedging himself behind the wheel of my car and going, what horse jockey just dropped his car off for service?
Yogurt experience. It's just perfect. I've added it to my list of can I get you anything. I have coffee, tea, Chobani. If Greek yogurt, even if it didn't taste good, at least it gave us an alternative in the ethnic yogurt department to Yoplait. Yoplait. I know they want us to drop the T, but they're not thinking of us. I never liked Yoplait. I never liked Yoplait, and I never had a reason. I just, something was off, and I couldn't put my finger on it, and it's this. The French, even in their yogurt, could not hide their disdain for American values and sensibilities. First of all, they mix the fruit for you. Yeah, that's a tad presumptuous. That's not America, memory. By the way. Americans like fruit at the bottom and guns. But the the Americans and their freedom. Oh, well, we will take back one freedom, their freedom to mix blueberries as they see fit. And we will not stop there. Oh no, we will put the yogurt in a container that tapers to the top. It will taper to the top so they think they're getting more yogurt. But in fact, they're getting less yogurt. I assure you they're getting less yogurt. Then we will make the hole on the top of the container so small. So small that they can't get their shovel-sized American spoons in there. They call them spoons that should be brought to the beach to make sandcastles. They're so enormous. And then finally, for how they say, the piece of resistance, we will smear half of the yogurt onto the tinfoil cap and watch these animals lick metal. Oh, French, I'm still hungry. Oh, please tell me there's some more yogurt to fill my fat belly. Oh, look, there's some crusted residue clinging to the other rib. I will lick underneath there. But we've made it razor sharp.
I do like weapons, though. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of weapons. Do you know why? Because they're cool. They're cool. My husband one year gave me a bow and arrow for Christmas and moccasins. Yeah, moccasins and a bow and arrow. He gave me a Hunger Games kit for Christmas. It was the greatest gift I've ever received. And the Monday after Christmas in Los Angeles, I put my moccasins on. I put my quiver on. He gave me a quiver. And my bow. And I started walking out the front door of my Los Angeles home. And he said, "Where are you going?" groceries? And he said, please no. You're gonna weird everyone out. You're gonna really make everyone uncomfortable. So I get why open carry, like people want to, because it's cool. I wanted to walk around with my bow. And he was like, please don't. That's an indoor. That's just backyard. There you go. I did put it aside. I put it aside. There's so many. We have swords. I have at least 3 friends who have swords. Swords. And how much would they want to just walk around with a sword on? Even though you can never get a booth. Okay, so I got a booth at a Denny's. One time, okay, you know how here in America you can go to a portrait studio and they'll dress you like a cowboy? And they'll take a picture of you dressed as a cowboy, and they'll put a CP on that picture, and then you'll have a picture of yourself as an old-timey cowboy. As you can imagine, I have always wanted such a photo. My husband and I were in Reykjavik, Iceland, and in downtown Reykjavik, Iceland, there's a portrait studio that will dress you like a Viking. Did you go? Oh, it was amazing. And I said to my husband, can we go? And he said, we already have an appointment. Because we're in love. And we went, and they put me in furs, and I had a bow and arrow, and a shield, and a spear, and I felt fierce, I felt dangerous, I felt sexy, and then I saw the photos. I'm not going to lie to you people, I look like a tough old bird. I look like the mother of 13, is what I look like. I look like I just spent 20 years raising Viking children. Which, by the way, sounds like this. Who is the leading smoked fish out to spoil? Lars! Pick it up! And my husband, who makes video games for a living, and thus, by definition, is an indoor person, he saw his photos, and he said, I look like they came to the village, and they said, we're gonna need everyone. Including the accountants. Who's sexy with the Viking account, right? The guy's counting the loot. Steady work. And
I thought I'd be smarter for a 35-year-old. Thought I'd be smarter. Trying to read more. Been reading a little bit more about what's going on in the news. A lot of stuff going on in the news. That's all I know so far. Guns. Guns are a hot topic right now. I don't know where you guys stand on guns, but I'm selling guns if you guys want some guns. I went to a Japanese restaurant a couple weeks ago, and I was at this restaurant. I didn't order enough sushi, didn't know where my waiter was. Had to ask another waiter who's nearby for help. When I did, I got a weird vibe from him. I was like, oh no, he thinks that I think that he's my waiter. That I'm ordering through him because I can't tell them apart. So I said to him, hey buddy, just so you know, I can tell the difference. I don't think you all look the same. Turned out it was my waiter. That was my last joke, but I have 5 minutes left. I guess I'll take it from the top. I was getting off the subway the other day. So there's a woman with a baby, right there, baby. You guys get it? But anyway, I saw this the other day though. I saw a blind man and his seeing eye dog walk directly into a wall. I saw that. They did not see it. Right after the guy yelled at him, he yelled, you didn't do your job. You didn't do your job. And the dog was just looking up like, I don't even know how I got this job. I definitely don't want to work here anymore. Consider this my 2 weeks. said that joke at a show once. In the audience was a blind man and a seeing eye dog. Yeah. Right after I said, he stands up, yells out, "Not funny," and he walked out of the room. But his dog stayed.
This is pure comedy. We've got the biggest comedians working today, game shows, and so much more.
Tell you what else annoys me, the size of muffins. How big are muffins gonna get before we all join hands? Stop the growth of muffins, folks! Come on!
It's comedy for everyone. Right here on Pure Comedy, Sirius XM 98.
Well, I like to get to it. People, I like to be honest when I'm on stage. I talk about the things that I'm closest to. Things that are closest to me. That's my kids. 2 kids, little boy, little girl. I'm very close to my kids. You don't gotta clap, they mine. They really mine. They my babies. Little boy, little girl, man. Very protective of my kids. I fight other kids for my kids. I know it sounds mean, but you gotta be a tough dad sometimes. I'm gonna tell you why I am that way, man. I'm very protective of my kids because my biggest fear in life is something happening to my kids. Now, I don't know if I was fighting the devil, though. My biggest fear is getting knocked out in front of my kids. I saw my dad get knocked out one time right in front of me. I was 8 years old. This guy hit my dad 2 times in the same spot. Quickest 2 punches I've ever seen in my life. Hit my dad so fast, in the middle of the fight, my dad stopped fighting and asked me what happened. In the middle of the fight. Kevin, hey, he just hit me twice. Yes, he did. Are you sure it was him? It's only y'all 2 out here, Dad. Ain't nobody else out here with y'all. So he that fast. They not ganging up on me? No, Dad. Well, he must be an octopus. What? No, he's not an octopus, Dad. You know what else makes me laugh about my daughter, man? My daughter, she got friends now. She at the age, she got other friends. 4 or 5-year-old girls running around the house. I babysit them, I watch them by myself, I don't mind. It's a lot of pressure, though, watching other people's kids. A lot of pressure. Nothing worse than giving somebody back their baby messed up. You ever get somebody back their baby in a condition that they didn't give you that they didn't give you the baby in? I'm talking about to the point where you gotta explain something to them before they see their baby. Hey, wait, real quick before you see your baby. Your baby had 2 eyes, right? Okay, all right. Long story short, gas went off in the kitchen, blew your baby face off. No, everybody else ran except your baby. Y'all don't run in your house? No? I had 1 little girl get hurt over my house. 1 little girl got hurt, man. I'm scared. My daughter, she got real big bunk beds, right? All the kids in the room playing. I'm in the living room. I'm watching TV. I hear a loud smack. Little girl start crying. I come running the room. A girl is on the ground holding her back. The other girls are crowded around her. This is what almost made me laugh. When I came in the room, 1 girl looked up at me. She was like, So it's my daughter's room. So that's why I got to check with to see what happened. I'm like, Heaven, come here. Come here. It's your room. You're responsible. What happened? Now, when kids are in play mode, it's hard for kids to stop playing. You know, when kids are playing, they don't know how to shut it off. But I'm angry, so I'm like, Heaven, what happened? My daughter's like, Daddy, Dad! It was a bunch of monsters in the room. There's a whole bunch of monsters. And the prince came out and told us to get in the castle. But the castle was at the top of the bunk bed. And when we got in the castle, it was too many of us in the castle, so somebody had to go. So I took a vote, she lost, I kicked her off. What? What do you mean you kicked her off?
I like the London Cockney accent, they don't pronounce T cells. Would you like some more? Mama, she had mama. It was no, ain't no, ain't no. Was the guitar player in the Sex Pistols. And he's on the radio in Los Angeles every day on this punk rock radio station. And he has one of those London Cockney accents. And it's poetically beautiful that the show is sponsored by Toyota of Huntington Beach. I hear this guy say that every dinner, as he said. So get it on one of the I've traveled all over England, and you would only learn this probably within
be president anyways? That just seems like first of all, too hard. Like, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night being president? You gotta be a great sleeper, man. Like, I think the point of life is to do something easy and fun, make a lot of money, not be president. You know, like, there's people that have easy jobs. There are. You know who has the easiest job? The bass player for YouTube. Adam Clayton. He lives in like 4 castles. And he's not even a good bass player. He's not that good. He only plays the top string, like, I don't know, you know. He plays the top string. You'll never see Adam Clayton on the front cover of Bass Player magazine. You won't, because he's not that good. He don't even know all the songs. He don't know all the notes. He's got to ask the Edge. The Edge is the one that writes all the bass lines. Well, it's like, hey, Edge, how do you play this song again? The Edge is like, we're about to perform in front of 1 billion people. You don't know the song? He's like, nah, I don't remember the song. Okay. Edge goes, it starts off in D. He's like, oh, no, not the letters. Just give me the numbers. What are the fret numbers? Edge is like, all right, it starts with 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. 5, 5, 5, 5. 7, 7, 7, 7. 3, 3, 3. That's a little song called With or Without You. Oh, you got that joke kills in the bass player conventions I ever performed.
My wife and I were driving the other day, and this woman cut us off, and I was like, nope, not happy about that. Threw her a high beam flash, letting her know, hey, not exactly stoked with how you're driving right now. Then we get to a yellow light, she stops, which I clearly would have gone through had I maintained my original position. So I swerved around her, and as I was thinking, like, go through, like, so I stop and I look it over her, and I just go, and I raise my hands up in, like, frustration, like, what are you doing? And she looks back and gives the same kind of look, but like with the little head swivel. She swivels at me like a little snake, you know what I mean? Like a little and I was like, okay, time to be a man right now in front of your wife. Time to be a man. And I look over and I go, you gotta use the directional when you're changing lanes. More like a dad, maybe. More like a dad. And then she yells back and goes, we just driving. We just driving. Now, I don't know if that's a complete sentence, but I liked it. We just driving? That's strong, okay? That's very zen, very prophetic. Like, I could see the bumper sticker, we just driving. It just like, it could cure road rage with we just driving. But I didn't want to, like, lose the argument, you know what I mean? So I looked over and I go, I saw that she had, like, a little dog in her lap, and I go, you got a dog on your lap? And she looks back and sees my wife, and she goes, you got a dog in the passenger seat. Yeah. Didn't see it coming. Didn't see that coming. And, like, to be honest with you, I liked We Just Drive. That was fun. That was clever. From a civilian? What? On a Tuesday? Come on. I couldn't believe, I would literally remember looking over to her, giving her like a head nod. My world. I look over my, she's not mad, but she's looking at me, hey, I keep going, like, this is what you do, you know what I mean? And I'm like looking at her like, yeah, I got this. And I look back and that woman just mad dogging me, and her little dog is mad dogging. I got me getting dogged. And I look, I'm like, yeah, and I look back at that woman and I'm realizing, I'm like, I have nothing right now. And I just
just grabbed the little lever next to the seat, and I reclined my driver's seat back. And I look at my wife, I'm like, if you got something, go for it. I'm gonna chalk this one up to an L. I don't know if this is something we can even handle. I love that woman's in the world, though.
Millennials, they're just much more accepting of each other. They feel safe around each other, they're accepting of non-conforming gender roles and identities. And I grew up at a time, the definition of manhood was so narrow. You were in Eastern, you were Richard Simmons. There was nothing in between. There were no Paul Rudds, no kind-eyed Mark Ruffalo's. You had to be so hard. And millennials, they're so accepting of each other, and they feel safe coming out to each other in high school, even junior high. I have to be honest with you, in 1987, I didn't feel safe ordering a Sprite. This will sound nuts, but Sprite, amongst the men of my community, was considered a woman's beverage. Why? How? Because it's translucent like lingerie? I've never been able to figure out. Also, the word Sprite is a synonym for woodland pixie. I remember going on a field trip, and on the bus ride home, we stopped off at a fast food restaurant, and I ordered a Sprite like a fool in front of everybody. And this bully, he came up to me as I was drinking in front of everyone. He said, "Enjoying your fairy juice, fairy?" I was so confused how a bully could be that person in Summer Dream.
I fly, and I am sure, laugh all you want, but I'm very afraid to fly, and I went on a plane that seated maybe only 6 people, and it was so tiny that you could only kind of crouch to get through the plane, and oh my god, it was so small. And once we got to our cruising altitude, we're flying along, and the pilot, who's just sitting right there, it's just like, "Hey, how's it going?" And you do your thing, I'll do mine. He gets out of his seat and just is like, "Let me show you where the emergency toilet is." And I said, "I'll decide where the emergency toilet is." How about here? How about this is the emergency toilet? Or how about right here? This could be the emergency toilet. How about anywhere I decide is the emergency toilet? This entire flight feels like an emergency. Just one huge emergency toilet flying through the air. Now go sit back down, you joker. Don't you worry about the emergency toilet.
Pure comedy, Sirius XM 98. No profanity, just funny.
Pure Comedy is your home for clean comedy from today's top comics. Here are your favorite emerging and legendary comedians, without all the dirty stuff.
You ever look for the remote control, you can't find it, so you just say, looks like I'm not watching TV. I can just take 2 steps and turn it on myself. I'll go to the gym if I'm gonna work out.
It's comedy for everyone on Pure Comedy, Sirius XM 98, or find us anytime using the Sirius XM app.
You're about to come in to some best. Be inspired by Joel and Victoria. Howdy Roundup, Sirius XM 97.
I got some in the mail today that said, "This is not a bill." Opened up, said, "That was the envelope, this is the bill." of animal crackers. It said, "Do not eat if seal is broken." I open it up. Sure enough. The giraffe was fine. All right, now who didn't get that? What a week. I finally got GPS. I got the cheapest one they had. It's just a woman's voice telling me to pull over and ask for directions. Today, my son announced he's decided to live on his own. So he asked my wife and me to move out of our house. I'm sure that's how it works. So we've got 2 kids. My wife and I were very fortunate. Years ago, we were told we were unable to have children by our landlord. He was completely mistaken. So we picked out kind of old-fashioned names for our kids. Our little boy's Hunter, and our little girl is Gatherer. I remember about a week before my little boy was born, I went to buy a baby carriage, and the really nice baby carriages were $500 or $600. So that's when we decided we're gonna have an indoor baby. We clipped his nails.
My wife is pregnant. We just found out. Hey, huh? We had the first ultrasound last week. A little bit further along than we thought. She's 8.5 months. Holy crap. We just read the signs. Every morning she's puking. I'm like, honey, lay off the hooch. We have a 3-year-old boy, and I'm telling you, that's as close as you're going to get to owning a monkey, isn't it? Holy. Runs around, screams in your face, throws his poop at you when your back's turned. It's awesome. We are really, really enjoying him. She wasn't as excited this one, I gotta tell you, you know. The first one, she's like, oh my God, yay. The second one, she's like, oh, okay. This time she's looking at this stick, she's like, well, he wanted the pill. What do you think's gonna happen? I can't wear a rubber, I'm Catholic. I'd like to help you, but God says no. I have my eternal soul to think about, sweetie. She's excited for the baby. She's not excited for the 9 months of grueling. It's, oh boy, yeah. She's like, oh man, why can't I just like lay an egg in the basement? We can check on it. Wouldn't that be a great way to go, ladies, right? Just lay an egg downstairs on some newspaper. Leave some peanut butter out for it. And then when it's born, it's like a horse. A horse is born, he's doing horse stuff immediately. That'd be awesome. You're just eating dinner. Here's somebody come up from downstairs, you look over, there's an 18-year-old ready to go. Off to college.
You're much better off with a female comic. First of all, we're more dependable. Okay? No, it's true. We don't feel like performing, at least we can fake it. Let me explain this to you. He doesn't get it. Let me... See, I got a headache. I showed up. Okay? Does that mean it? Sorry, I don't mean to pick on you. So anyway, I finally split up with my ex. Started dating a younger guy. Everybody was shocked, you know, it's not such a big deal. It's the 80s, you know, this guy, he was pretty young. I don't even know what the attraction was. Probably the uniform. You know, I mean, just, isn't there something about a uniform? I saw this guy, you know, the scarf, the badge, the compass. I do talk about men. I don't even date that much. You know, there's a lot of weird people, a lot of weird guys. To the wrong place, first of all. Always these, you know, those European kind of dark-haired guys, always very, very Mr. Universe smell like Mr. Ed, okay? Too much weird stuff going on. This one, I mean, I can't believe it. Remember this guy, he actually asked me to mother him. You know, I didn't know what to do. I spit on a hanky and wiped his face. Everybody wants me to go. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm on the road. I don't have to go. And see, I've had a great year this year. I've just started, I've been touring with wonderful people, and you know, not everything is, you know, some things are not that. Prune Festival. I saw in my life. Okay, that was quick. But so anyway, the career's going great. The social life is fine. I'm happy. Everybody wants me to go out. They set me up on a blind date. I will never. There's always something. This guy. Let me describe this guy that shows up. Mustache and he can't. He had about 9 hairs on his upper lip, right? He had this overbite, you know, and his eyes kind of popped out. He looked like a catfish in a suit. I don't like talking about him. He was rude. I'm ready to go. I open the door. He says, "I suppose you're going to be late." I said, "Why? Do you have to get back before low tide?" He had the audacity, the way this guy looked, he walked up to the maitre d', he said, "Excuse me, do you serve fish?" The maitre d' said, "You're here, aren't you?" I mean, I don't know what he brings him over a shrimp cocktail. He said, "It's okay, we checked it for hooks." There's too many weird, oh, I don't know. And I see these guys, you know, I've been working a lot of casinos too this year, and there's a certain kind of guy you see there that you never see any place else in the world. The guys with the chains, you know what I'm talking about? They change clothes when they go there. I swear to God, I'm not there one night between shows. This guy walks up, shirt open down the waist, chest hair, spelled out his name and phone number. Italian guy, Tony Testeroni, I don't know, something, I don't know. He had more chains on than his... What is it? Evening at my place? I said, "No, it's called Fat Chance." He said, "I don't get it." I said, "That's right." Oh, he had a great comeback. He said, "So what are you, lesbian?" I said, "What are you, the alternative?"
Hey, you're listening to Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup.
And take your own mattress on vacation. We do it.
Oh, fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a glorious day here on Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup. Larry the Cable Guy steps onto the green. He's put in the work. He's put in the time. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. East, 10 Central. It comes down to this.
There it is. A show for the ages. Larry the Cable Guy and the Fun Bunch.
Every Wednesday.
Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup, Sirius XM 97.
Get her done.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you can save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead.
This episode of Distractables presented by Mug. Mug Root Beer is in question. Got that dog in you? Alright. Yeah, well, yes, that dog in there. Yep, Daddy drinks root beer. Here's another question. Does anyone actually know what's in root beer? It's one of those things you, like, never think about.
Well, for Mug Root Beer to be so creamy and delicious, it's got to be made out of rainbows and pure joy.
All I know is that root beer from the dogs. Yeah, so true. Well, there you go. Drink Mug Root Beer if you got that dog in you.
This episode is brought to you by IKEA. College is more than just a time for learning. It's where you go to learn about yourself. And with IKEA, you can find unique ways to express yourself. Whether you're a freshman or a senior, IKEA has anything you might need for your dorm room, your room in your house, your apartment, whatever. Wherever you are, they have stuff you might need to use in the kitchen. They have stuff you might need to use in the bathroom. They literally have everything that you would need. It's there. They have some version of it. They probably have multiple versions of it. They probably have exactly the one that you want so that it will look the way that you want, feel the way that you want. Every place I think I've ever lived, I've had something from IKEA. Always amazing to me how much you can find and that you can get basically exactly the thing that you were hoping you would find. It's there. They have it. Shop now at IKEA-USA.com. That's IKEA-USA.com, or visit your local IKEA store to shop today.
This episode is brought to you by Alien Romulus. This Friday, the scariest movie of the summer, Alien Romulus, is coming to theaters everywhere, including IMAX. This movie looks terrifying, and I can't wait to see it.
Alien Romulus comes from Fede Alvarez, the director of intense horror movies like Evil Dead and Don't Breathe. It is produced by legendary Ridley Scott, the mastermind behind iconic films like Blade Runner and the original Alien. Can't wait for this one!
Alien Romulus, rated R, in theaters everywhere Friday. Get your tickets now.
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable. This episode, Warranted Wade can't guess his walkways, penalizes himself heavily, and was an Afro samurai. Malfunctioning Mark is utterly engorged, craps on Wade's content, and prefers pickles with cream. Butchering Bob berates his buddy, gentrifies zombies, frightens morning folk, and bans Wade from self-addressing. From Mighty Mug Time to Lens Traps. Yes! It's time for Wade's Secret Words, Part 2. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Greetings. Welcome back to another episode of Distractable. I'm today's host, Wade, and well, as you can tell, I must have won the last episode because I'm here hosting today. And as such, the way this show works is I'll be hosting an episode where Mark and Bob, hey boys.
Hello. Hi, Zawu.
We'll be competing for points based on a topic or topics or whatever I've come up with.
Editors, cut to me. You have to because I'm drinking today's sponsor's drink.
I also needed a refreshing...
No, keep it on me. Keep it on me.
Oh, but look at this.
But I'm drinking zero sugar mug root beer. Different than those guys.
Keep it on me. I got that dog in me.
Mark also has the world's smallest can.
Wade, I have way more dog in me. Is the dog worth points? I have so many dogs in me, Wade.
I submerged myself in a vat of human growth hormone. My head is touching the ceiling.
Wow, that's why the can looks so small in your hand.
Your body finally matches your deep voice.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Elvis Flyer.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I wish I could do what I did in my youth.
I can't believe your voice used to be so squeaky. That's wild.
I think his impression gets higher and higher each time he does it.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
The good old days.
It's like Shy Ronnie. You guys remember Shy Ronnie? It's an SNL skit where, what's his name? Adam Sandberg plays Shy Ronnie and Rihanna, like, comes in singing a song. And she's like, take it, Ronnie. And he's like,
yeah.
Speak up. Nobody can hear you.
That was a funny bit.
Anyway, how's it going?
Small talk.
Good.
I don't feel like it.
I'm going good. It's going good. I used the hot tub last night. Remember the tub where we all soaked in together in the boat?
Fully dressed in the hot sun, yeah.
No, I put a swimsuit on last night. It's way better in a swimsuit.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but I've been learning about hot tubs.
I was also in a hot tub last night, just coincidentally.
Wow. Wade?
No, I was driving the loop that goes around Cincinnati just on repeat.
He doesn't have a car. This is a lie.
Yeah, that's a made-up story.
I don't have a car. I don't have a hot tub. I had to steal a car to drive a bunch.
Mark, why were you in a hot tub? You don't have one of those, do you?
Yeah. I just don't talk about it much.
No, that's right. I know that because I've been to where that is.
Yeah, me too. I was invited to the hot tub.
I was there with you.
Not in the hot tub.
Have you both been here?
I've been to your house.
When?
Unless you moved again.
When did that occur?
In October of 2022. I drove down from the Bay Area. Wade and Molly flew out. We hung out. We did a...
Oh, yeah, of course. We went to In-N-Out. That's right.
We did a live stream from the Corridor studio.
We went to In-N-Out. That's what you remember.
We went to In-N-Out. Well, we did. That's true. It's true. Then we tried to play that board game that took like 10 years to get through the instruction. We gave up.
We went to the talented people's place to record. They did all the cool talented stuff.
Yeah, they're very talented. I don't know who you're digging at.
Mark's former employer, yes.
Their names are...
I said it out loud already in this recording, so...
Didn't hear you. Minus a point to me.
Well, Wade, what's their name?
Him and Eric.
Hallway Analog.
Is that true?
It's almost true.
That was a hint.
What are those words related to?
Aisle Prologue?
What else could you call a hallway?
Another name for hallway is aisle prologue.
No, not aisle. That's not really a hallway.
Aisle, what's the opposite of analog? Aisle relapse.
I'm sorry. Where's your relapse clock, Wade? You've got an analog clock and a relapse clock.
Oh, digital.
Yeah?
Digital path.
Digital was second in the hint.
Path digital.
Wait, stop focusing on the words. Remember in your mind who you're trying to guess. It's a YouTube channel, right?
I'm confused at what part of this he doesn't remember, or if it's just everything.
I remember meeting people that were very nice, and I remember seeing some of their videos that were really well done, really cool.
Watched tons of their videos before you.
Mechanical digital.
What does that have to do with a hallway?
You looked him in the eye and said, "You are the most fit to lead this podcast."
Privy Root Digital.
I'm not even going to tell you the correct answer. I just want you to stew in the fact that I literally spoon-fed it to you, and you still aren't.
Hallway, okay. Hallway in Old England?
Oh, perhaps in medieval times, or what might a British person in general call a hallway?
Hallway.
Oh.
Don't try too hard. You know, turn those 5 other brain cells you got in there.
Man, you're really giving it to me. I deserve this.
It starts with a C. C-O.
Sound it out.
R. C-O-R.
Corridor digital.
Yeah!
No, there's not even any celebration afterwards. There's nothing to celebrate, really.
I will take away 2 more points from me.
He's really good.
And you thought you couldn't lose today.
You know, I'm losing. What were we talking about? Mark's hot tub.
Well, yeah, Mark's being at Mark's place, hanging out with Mark.
Yeah, we recorded there.
And my hot tub.
Mark, great small talk.
Thank you.
Oh.
Bob, did you do anything?
No. Well, you know, I'm trying to build this render farm in my garage. I got solar panels on my roof that are hooked into the dirt. Turns out that's not how you harvest electricity from them. And I bought all these car parts online from China. And turns out car parts isn't what you need to make server racks, though.
I knew it would be confusing for people, but there were some people on the subreddit that really did not understand the concept of a room temperature phase change. Room temperature ice, like, really didn't check the box for people. And I'm not saying like they're dumb, but it's just a very strange concept. It's a weird concept, and how that would help. And there were some people that were trying to help out, but other people were just like, that's not how that works. That's not. It would just make it warmer. And I'm like, yes, but
I mean, if it's ice but the same temperature, is it really cooling?
Yes, because electronics don't operate at room temperature. Otherwise, this wouldn't be an issue that would be talked about.
So you're saying the computer gets hotter, but the ice stays room temperature, which is cooler than hotter?
No, actually, but almost.
Okay. Maybe I don't get it either, but you know what? I like it when you all talk.
Wait, thanks for playing the role of the subreddit in this role play.
Hey, I'm happy to do it.
I know you are smarter than you're letting on, don't worry.
I'm here to represent the layman.
Wait, listen. When ice becomes not ice, it takes a lot of energy for that to happen. But in the interim, it
gets wet.
It melts. But it takes a while. And so long as there's ice, it stays at the temperature that ice freezes at. Okay, and what temperature is that?
I'm with you. 32 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius. Absolute 0 plus a few degrees.
You're right. So if you just move that needle, so you got your stake in the ground at 32 F0C, and you just move it up to 68, that's it. You got it.
He understands perfectly. Don't talk about it anymore. We know you understand.
Now you've got warm ice.
Keep it locked inside.
Well, I guess 68 isn't really... It's warm. It's warmer than 32.
Is 68 cool relative to electronics that operate anywhere from 80 to 100 and whatever degrees Fahrenheit?
68 sounds great for a computer.
Oh, yeah. I bet that's very cold.
It's kind of the ideal temperature.
And 69 sounds great for me.
The ideal position.
Scientifically proven to be the ideal position for nothing.
Great. You know what? You both have just crushed this. I'm going to take another point away from me, and you both just get 100 points each.
Oh, all right.
We have been investing our points here, Distractable, into stocks and bonds, and we're just swimming in them, so I'm going to start giving some more. You both have 100 points.
Whoa, what's the conversion rate?
I have -4, you have 100.
That's not the conversion. Okay, well.
1 point equals 1 point, and you have 100 of them?
How many points equals 1 Ethereum? That's what I need to know. That'll clarify it.
Is that what you farm for with people's hard drives?
It's close. You're weirdly close.
I'm pretty sure Ethereum is where Vikings go when they die.
That's what they say in Old England. Ethehala.
That's it. You finally got there.
Corridor. Man, I would have never guessed corridor and hallway. But corridor is just not a word I think of. Anyway.
You would never guess corridor and hallway? Those are synonyms.
I agree, but corridor is just not a word that comes to my brain.
Alright, this is totally unrelated to anything that we've talked about thus far. I just wanted to tell you guys the existence of something that is captivating to me.
I'm going to sip this.
Some people are all about, like, you know, keeping gold just in case the world explodes, and then money's meaningless, but then the gold will be, that's worth something.
Everybody knows this.
However, there is one shiny thing that I was looking at. It's a 10